guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Moss Nissan in North Tampa, and guess what? I have that Japanese legend. This is a 2021 Nissan GTR. But before we get into this car that is known affectionately as Godzilla, let's talk about what's going on here. GTR, that's been around. Those letters have been around since 1970, if you could believe that. The original GTRs, 70 to 73, and then they disappeared. Now, they're based off the Skyline platform, which was never available here in the United States. And in 1989, once again, the GTR name reappeared on the Skyline as the R32. R32 goes to R33, and then finally, the most lusted of all GTRs, the mighty R34. Now, this R35 that I have next to me first appeared in 2008, and it was the first time here in the United States you could get a GTR. Now, there was a bit of a departure from the R34 with this particular model. It grew in size, but one thing that it definitely still had was tons of power, performance, and all-wheel drive capability. So what I want to find out is, the R35 has been around since 2008. It's had a little bit of revision right around 2018, 2019. Should you wait? People are talking about the R36 coming very soon. Should you wait for the R36, the next generation of the GTR, or should you pounce and get one of these now? Because who knows if they're going to make an R36? Will the R36 be hybrid or maybe even electrified? So let's go ahead, let's find out with our 2021 GTR Premium. Right off the bat, the color, bright silver. That's the way it appeared when it first hit the streets here in the United States back in 2008. Color still looks great. When you start at the front of the business, you're gonna see that revision that has been brought over the past few years. So you're gonna get these large triangular shaped headlight housings, LED headlights, projector beam style with your LED daytime running lamp. Work your way down, we have some fog lamps, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, fake vents on Godzilla. So we're definitely gonna zonk that. They should have made these functional. You'll notice that you have some metallic black that kind of forms a little bit of a corner splitter and a little bit of a dive plane director of air to go down the side of the vehicle. But one of my favorite body lines is right here on the front fascia as it goes into the fender. Now, as we come across that mighty front grille, this R35 GTR definitely is larger than the previous generation. You're still gonna get that GTR badge in the center. You have functionality up top with the flat black grille around the GTR badge. This aluminum style finish looking really great, that V-motion grille, more of that metallic black. And then as you work your way further down, you'll notice more functionality in the center because we have a massive Godzilla style intercooler for those twin turbos. But the bad news is another zonk, actually a double zonk. Two fake vents on both sides. Those could have been used for brake cooling, bringing air to the heat exchangers, something rather than a dead end. You're just gonna hit a dead end into those little corners. Now, the way that they took the front lip and turned it into a splitter in the front fascia, really nice angle, gonna stop air from going underneath the GTR and get it to help cool all those inner bits. Now, when we get up onto the hood, still the same style hood that's been around for quite some time now. So you're gonna have clean body lines. You have these NACA ducts, which the great news about a NACA duct is that they actually flow tons of air without a lot of drag of air going into those twin inlets on the hood. And if you're wondering what does NACA, is that still around? It is. It's actually today known as NASA. They're the ones that developed that type of aerodynamic technology, which is on this GTR. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. Check out these 20-inch forged aluminum wheels, Y-spoke design, a little bit of machined aluminum, a little bit of metallic black, looking absolutely stunning. Behind these 20-inch wheels, you're gonna have those tangerine, bright orange, multi-piston Brembo calipers with the Nissan name, the Brembo name on there, and look at those rotors. You're gonna have to get a license to operate a UFO because those are the size of flying saucers, over 16 inches in diameter, cross-drilled, fully ventilated, two-piece rotors. So you have aluminum hat, steel rotor that helps dissipate heat. It helps cut down on rotating mass. And then those calipers are just gonna shed speed like a husky sheds hair. And if you're wondering, Joe, what's the size of this tire up front? You're looking at 255 on the width and a very, very nice sidewall, 40 series sidewall. Remember, all-wheel drive, but all that power could be sent to the back if need be. They retuned all the suspension, all four corners, and the chassis stiffening underneath the vehicle as the years have progressed. Now, progressing down the side, there's that hard body line flows into this fender vent. I'm gonna have Lori kind of swing around and showcase that fender vent is fully functional. I love the GTR badge and the silver finish, nicely done. And one of my favorite parts of the GTR is the side silhouette. The way that they've done the roof line really has a nice angle to it. They went blacked out on the A-pillars. You have color matching mirrors. That side sill extension kind of comes down, then it tweaks back up, then it extends back down. We have flush mounted door handles to get into Godzilla. You're just gonna push and lift here. Love that clean style, that classic rear quarter window. But like I was telling you, look at that roof line coming into the rear fenders. Now, when we talk about the rear of the vehicle, now we're getting a little bit more width on the rear tires. So now you're looking at 285 on the width. You still got those Brembo calipers out back, still a mighty size rotor, cross-drilled, fully ventilated. Gonna get the power to the ground. Love the extra aero work that they did in the bodywork extension. And then coming out back, you have some classic style touches. You have your quad taillights. You look at the GTRs down the line, they have those quad round taillights. You have this fully functional factory trunk lid spoiler, gonna give you the downforce. I love the way it's got a nice curve and then a pedestal in the center, the GTR badge, and then one of those changes are gonna be those beautiful titanium tipped exhausts. Love the decorative titanium trim ring, and then you're gonna have titanium exhaust underneath the vehicle, cut weight. You can see the functionality, and then in this rear diffuser area, you are getting a little bit of carbon fiber, just a little sprinkling. It would have been nice to see some of this carbon fiber at the front end of the vehicle rather than just the back, but you could see the width and the size of this beast. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood of Godzilla and check out its heart. All right, guys, we got the hood open. You do have a prop rod. I am gonna zonk it on a vehicle of this caliper, but underneath the hood is a hand assembled V6 twin turbocharged engine. I love the way it's got a hand built by the person with their signature there, and probably one of the most beautiful engines still in existence today. So what are you looking at? You're looking at a 3.8 liter twin turbo V6, 565 horsepower, 467 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed DCT, that dual clutch transmission. The vehicle does weigh 3,933 pounds, so she's no lightweight, but 0 to 60, 2.8 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna go by at 11.2 seconds. Top speed, 190 miles an hour. MPGs, 16 in the city, 22 on the highway. This is what a car enthusiast engine compartment should look like. You see those individual runners. I love the red trim, absolutely sexy with no plastic covers anywhere. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this GTR and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the mighty R35 Nissan GTR premium trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been wanting one of these for such a long time. I was waiting to see if they're gonna redesign it. I've been also looking at Porsche 911s, maybe a CA Corvette. How much is this one? So MSRP for the way that this one is optioned is right at $123,040. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Like the nice, clean style, you're gonna get beautiful leather with great stitch work, especially those diagonal stitches with contrast color there. Nice leather on the handle to pull the door shut. And then you're gonna have some satin black finish around the switchgear. Now there is a tiny little cargo net, big enough probably for 2 cheeseburgers from Mickey D's, and that's about it. And we do, of course, have a Bose Sound system in here. Now going from the door panel to the dash, I love all the beautiful leather style material. The stitch work is great. Getting to the infotainment system, this is where it gets a little bumpy. So I am gonna zonk this very, very cheap with the amount of plastic that's around it, but you do get the ability to display all those amazing gauges. And what's really awesome is that the creator of Gran Turismo for the original PlayStation actually worked with Nissan to design this whole setup. And you can actually switch the gauges around, move them around and everything else. You do have navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but some carbon fiber would have went a long way around the infotainment system. Now you do have beautiful stitching, nice AC vents, dual climate control, which is great. Then you're gonna have your toggle switches to put everything in full R mode, real easy just by holding. And the lights turn red. Red means race, you're ready to rock and roll. This is gonna control that 6-speed DCT transmission. I love the bright red start stop button right there. Easy to get to, just like on a race car. Here's your carbon fiber all the way around your shifter. Nice aluminum finish. You do have a direct drive control knob to move the screen around. That is a touch screen, by the way. Leather on the good old-fashioned e-brake. Here's your key fob. It's been around since Noah's Ark, but it does have the GTR badge. And the good news is it won't poke you in your Godzilla family jewels. So that's the good news about that. But it is the dated key fob. Nice and light though. You have a little plastic sliding door for your cup holders, 2 of them. You're not drinking in my GTR, that's for sure, or eating. Leather on the armrest. Open it up, you got some felt lining so you can put your little Godzilla collectible dolls that you've been saving since your trip to Japan. 2 USBs, an aux jack, and a 12 volt. So they got you covered connectivity wise. And then the seats are really, really nicely done. Full leather, nice bolstering. Love the beautiful stitch work all the way down. Full electric assist. And I like the way they did the bolstering because it's to mimic Godzilla's skin. So that's Godzilla's skin there. And then you have the smooth finish in the center. Seats are comfy. I got plenty of headroom in here. Put on your helmet for your track day, ready to rock and roll. But why don't you come over behind the business end, behind the wheel of Godzilla. I want to show you what's going on over here. All right, guys, Too Fast, Too Furious. We're in this GTR. I like the way it's got the GTR name right on the sill right there as soon as you open up the door. And then as we go from that GTR, you got a GTR on the floor mat here. And that foot box is stunning. Aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. 0 to 60, remember, 2.8 seconds. Heated seats, no ventilated seats, and that's a big zonk in Godzilla. But you have your single controller and this other electric controller to adjust the tilt of the seat. And this one switch actually controls everything multi-function, which is really great. Overall, comfort, extreme. I feel as snug as a bug in a race car rug. Steering wheel though, absolutely perfect. The perfect thickness. I like the way they upgraded the horn button with the stitch work, the GTR badge, this black chrome finish. You do have paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down the 6-speed, but they're plastic. That's a major zonk. The dash though is classic feel to it. Definitely with the analog tach, speedometer, fuel and coolant. You got a digital gauge for your gear indicator and that other information, but does definitely have an older feel to it. But I love the analog gauges myself. There is a back seat. No, I'm not getting in it because it's too small, but let's go ahead. Let's get into the trunk because I'm ready to go on throttle in this GTR. All right, guys, one of the great things about this GTR is its everyday usability. You'll notice you got quite a usable trunk space. Now the opening is not the largest, but boy, oh boy, you do have plenty of depth in there. And that's what's gonna allow you, if say your significant other has been on the fence about you buying a GTR, this is your selling point. Let them know that every time for the rest of your life, you will go up to the grocery store and do that grocery run because you have plenty of room to get it done in your GTR and you'll be faster than lickety split. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. I'm not going to the grocery store, but I'm ready to go on throttle. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we left Moss Nissan. We're in this R35 GTR on throttle. Here we go. Wow. Oh my God. The all-wheel drive traction is ridiculous. It just pushes you into the back of your seat. The paddles are easy to get to. I just wish they were made out of metal. I mean, come on. This vehicle's over 100 grand. Would be nice to have some metal paddles, but the transmission shifts so fast. You downshift. On throttle, here we go. Oh my God. Nice pops coming from the exhaust. Did you hear that? Ooh, sounds good. But really just such a unique experience. Yes, some of the parts are dated, but you know what? It's definitely delivering scoops and scoops of tons of performance. I love having all the instrumentation on that infotainment system screen displayed. Seats are as comfy as can be. You do have rear seat capability if you have kids or somebody smaller that you know that wants to ride with you in the GTR. But man, looking out over that hood, seeing those two hood scoops and just grabbing onto this wheel that says GTR, I mean, special feeling, special car. And this is why I say, why wait? You don't know what the R36 is gonna bring. You don't even know if they're gonna really make an R36. Why not get the R35 now and enjoy it now? Love the gear indicator. I'm an old fan of analog gauges. I'm a sucker for analog gauges, so I prefer that, especially the tack smack dab in the center. The sounds on the inside are just stupendous. And the way that the twin turbos build power is so smooth. You know, normally you have some kind of delay waiting for the boost, but with the smaller twin turbos, it really just spools up nicely and gets you going. Visibility out the back is a little tight. Not so much because of the rear wing, just because the glass is so slanted and the rear shelf back there is up high. Side mirrors are phenomenal. But that's not what this car is about, man. I mean, it handles like nothing but the business. And like I said, she's not light, but boy, does she like the dance. And that's what makes this thing so special. The pops come out of that exhaust. That's what I'm all about. On, here we go. Golly, oh my God. This thing is a beast, look at this. Massive grip. The exhaust sounds phenomenal. Wow. I'm telling you right now, the way it launches you from corner to corner with so much ferocity, not many cars can do that. And yes, I know at this price point, you know, 911, obviously C8 Corvette you could get for less, but there's just something so unique about this whole experience. And the fact that it's so civil. I mean, yeah, you can adjust the suspension and whatnot to make it more harsh, which I have it in the R setting, but if you want a little bit more comfort, you can have it. You can have this as a perfect daily driver. It's that good. All right, guys, one more time for you, definitely one more time for me. On throttle, here we go. Oh my God, this car, look at this. Decreasing radius. Yeah! Wow! The sound of those turbos, the way it gets the power to the ground, the thrust. It is a very special car. And I don't know, man, it's like, would I want to swap out the Camaro ZL11 LE for one of these? I don't know. It's a wild ride. It really is. But I hope this gave you a nice overall feel of what the GTR for 2021 is all about. We're going to get back to Moss Nissan and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another mind-blowing day here at Moss Nissan of North Tampa. I definitely got to thank Alex, Matt, and the rest of the crew getting us this 2021 R35 GTR. Should you be waiting and getting that R36, or is it the time now to pull the trigger and get yourself probably one of the greatest performance cars of all time? Let me know what you think in that comment section. I know how I feel about the subject matter, but I want to know what you think. If you still want to keep seeing Godzilla and the rest of the legendary sports cars and supercars here on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it'll be worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you, click the first link in the description, become a Rady's Rise Patreon member. Click the second link in the description. Get yourself some Ladies Rise merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She would destroy Godzilla in a heartbeat, and King Kong as well, because she's the muscle behind the camera. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.